the episode that they read, and then they become the evangelists outside. Some of our friends, the reason my first son, is the one that actually goes and talk to his friends, even though they see all they are doing, and it's not that they are not tempted, but when they come home, what they see is different to them, and they are able to communicate that to them. So the issue is how do we get those that don't have contact with our children? How do we get through to them and get them to come into this thing that we are talking about? They will not talk about prenuptial.
You can't say the whole word. You can't say the whole word.
Yeah, so can I say something? I'm very glad for this discussion because it's a fantastic discussion. And God bless you. God bless you, Pastor. Because when I said my thing, it was like as if I was saying something totally different. The thing about it, like we talked about prenup, and I said, yes, I fully agree with prenup because of the fact of knowledge. Knowledge is power. We have to have knowledge. And also, moving from that prenup issue to what we're just talking about now, if you look at the church and you look at the world, especially the world are not ready to listen to you when you go out there and to evangelize to them and tell them come to church, because they'll tell you the Christians, so-called Christians, are hypocrites. Look at what's happening in the news. It may not be happening. You may say, oh, it's not happening in Pentecostal churches, it's happening in Roman Catholic churches. You have people in position, the priests, people in position who are raping and molesting little children. How then do you go out there and tell people to come to church and say, yeah, if I'm coming to church for you to molest my child? I don't think so. So what I'm trying to say is people are looking at what we do and not what we say. When it comes, I want to bring back to the prenup issue. I fully stand on that because of the fact, like I said to you, I'm a pastor's child, I'm a minister, music minister. I was a divorcee and I'm now remarried. So at the end of the day, we can't live in the world and say, oh, God, God, God. Yes, we're living according to the will of God. But we also have to understand that we're living on the earth and things are happening in this earth and things are moving. We are in I was talking to someone and I was coming, I said I run my own business. I was telling him, I said, I love what you're doing, but we're in a digital world. If you're not following according to what is happening digitally, you're losing people. You can't be using the thing that happened back in the time of Jesus' days to be applying now. Jesus, like I said before, our people suffer because of lack of knowledge. We're saying the church, there's nothing wrong with the church. There's nothing. Having a prenup doesn't undermine your fact that you are a Christian. Because I'm talking about looking at the children. We said, okay, what are we teaching our children? What are we teaching our children is that we're telling them that, listen, we understand that you are mixing with people outside. We fully understand that. But we also need to let you know that when there is no Christ, there is chaos. Look at what is happening outside. We are saying that we're not perfect, but follow according to the will of God. But situations happen that we must put things in place. That is what I'm saying. So I fully stand on what I've said before. I won't change my mind.
May I ask you a question? Sorry, may I ask you a question? May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you signed the prenuptial?
Did we sign a prenup before we married?
Yes.
Before I remarried?
Yes.
We didn't sign a prenup because it wasn't. No. It's a question. Because of the fact that the reason why we didn't sign a prenup because of the fact that it wasn't a knowledge that I was aware of at that time. Before I've been remarried now 7 years. I wasn't aware who I was at that time. Is not who I am now. So I wasn't aware of that prenup issue at that time. This new husband. I've been married for 7 years now. Okay. I wasn't aware of it at that time. I had 2 children prior to remarrying, so I wasn't aware of it at that time. God forbid, anything happens, and then I'm not even thinking about that. Definitely, all of these things will be put in place because now I have the knowledge of it. Because what I do now is not what I did then.
It's the knowledge of the world.
It's not the knowledge of the world.
Because in my church sometimes we did 2 marriages in a month. And I make money from it. Understand? All over the place people are calling me. But this is a country you mess around with their funding of with their finances. We call it church. Somebody can go to hell, they can go to prison. If they just want to open their eyes and say you are the trouble man. I was sharing with my sister when they said, Ashimolo been into trouble. I said that man they said, the paper said, Triumph paper here said he has 10.5 million. So he went to the national news, he said, I have 8.5 million. Understand? Then the trouble started.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Pastor, thank you. Thank you.
I'll try to be brief. Just a couple of quick points. I think, first of all, what this shows is that, first as leaders, we need to have more of this. We need to be meeting together like this and discuss, perhaps as ministers, what we believe and what we think and how we're going to be informing our church. I think also it's worth saying that clearly our personal experience informs our belief, because we have different experience and that experience is shaping the view that we take, and nothing wrong with that. Ultimately, we have to be seeking the highest principles. I think a very important thing that we need to take away is what our brother says. Prenuptials is not a sin. We might choose to go down that road or not go down that road, but it is not a sin. But what is the highest ideal? That's what we should be seeking for. Whatever the highest ideal is, we aim for that. But also, let's remind ourselves that what destroys marriage is sin. It's sin. Even if it's not loving our partner, it is a sin. Even if it's not being patient, it's a sin. If it's not being understanding, it's a sin. Ultimately, it is sin. And it doesn't matter who it is. Ultimately, it's sin. Okay? But God is merciful, God is gracious, God is forgiving. I think what we need to put the emphasis on is not so much a prenuptial and the other things around that, but what marriage is. The question was, should Christians sign a prenuptial? It could well be that a lot of people we talk about were never Christians in the first place. And maybe we need to be a bit patient when we advise on couples not to run into marriage. You know, if you're a liar and a thief, you can't hide that forever. I believe that during the days of courtship, a lot of what a person is would be seen, but because love is blind, and we don't see the faults, we don't see the things, we're in love and we're and the reality of the woman, the reality of the man is there, but we don't see it. That's why we can take a view that we do on prenuptial. But if you're a multi-millionaire, maybe we might have a slightly different view. I don't know. I don't know. I hope that wouldn't shape the view we have. But I still fall back on, for me, no prenuptial.
Okay. Hallelujah. Amen. Okay, Sister Esther, just break. Okay, good.
I think in life, when it comes to any relationship, whether it is marriage, you need wisdom. Because the Bible says that, you know, a man needs to get wisdom and understanding. And I actually know of two women who, one was married, one was actually my cousin, and the other one, she was a single parent. And in the 70s, she was a very resourceful woman, and she worked and she saved £10,000 to buy a house at the time when a single person could not buy a house. But because she had children, and she had 4 children. The third son, the father of the last 2 children, she asked him to help her to buy a house because she herself could not get a mortgage on her own. So she was the one who put down the money. So the man had his name on the mortgage deed, as well as hers. But she continued to make sure that she paid all of the bills, anything to do with the house. So that was how she covered herself. But legally, he had right to half of the house. Now, it happened like, I think about 10 or 15 years later, he now laid a claim to the house. But because of what she had done, she had every receipt, every bill to say that she was the one that was upkeeping the house. And the man took her to court. But because of what she had as proof,
the judge ruled against, in favor of her, and not only that, he took the man's name off of the deed. So what I'm saying is that even when you enter into a relationship or enter into marriage, and the same thing happened with my cousin as well. She got married for the 3rd time, got married to a man who in the end she found out had willed her house to his children. And when she realized that he was going after her house, she now went to a solicitor. She herself, she had been paying the mortgage on the house, paying all of the bills, and because she had the proof, the solicitor said there's no way that this man can make a claim to your house. So what I'm saying is that even when you get into marriage, there are some unforeseen circumstances. You cannot predict for it. But if you are wise and you handle this in such a way that not be blind and think that this person can never do this to me, but just be prepared for every eventuality, then at the end of the day, you will also be covered. And also, in marriage, if you have the Holy Spirit, God is going to warn you before something happens, that calamity is coming or something that is not right. And when you are connected to God, He's going to sort of, and you have to be sensitive to Him to know. So God will give anybody the wisdom as well to deal with any situation that is coming.
Sorry, was she married? I'm sorry, was she a Christian?
No, these were women that were not Christian women.
Okay, all right.
But what I'm saying is that they were able to still come out of the relationship and have what was theirs, even though they were not Christians.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. That's an advice. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's.
You seem to know a lot about this prenuptial. Is it set in stone, or you could fall so much in love now, you're 25 years into the marriage, and say, well, you know what, let's just quash the prenuptial agreement, or it stands, it's for life, or you can actually negate on it and go back on it? And
well, it's not, I know much about it, but because it's a legal document.
Yeah.
It's a legal document, so even if after you've signed it,
Yes.
and after so when you say, like you said, you want to just forget about it, both parties
Can
have
agree.
to obviously go to the lawyers,
Yes.
and both of them have to agree. So the lawyer can't just take one party over the other party.
Yeah.
Both parties, just like a will,
Yes.
both parties must go there because it's a legally binding document.
And so it can be changed. So that's a good thing, because the reason why I'm asking is I am for it. Because for instance, if you meet somebody and that person is established, that person is well-to-do, con artists are everywhere.
Yeah.
They're in the church, they're everywhere. So it could be like, all right, so yeah, what family did you come from? Okay, so if I do this, all right, okay, sorry, you own your own business, you built up something and stuff, and then they'll fall for that and con you and marry somebody. This can happen, a man can do it, a lady can do it. It's not one party here. And so I would say, until such time, because especially in the church, sometimes the courting process is not so long. Like Pastor just said, it's not good for a church wants to be 2 years, 3 years and stuff like that, because then temptation for fornication can arise. So sometimes you find that people get married within 6 months, 8 months of meeting each other. So in that case, then maybe as a safeguarding thing, maybe for the first 5 years, you could say, we'll sign this thing, but you even agree to say, we're signing this thing. It's not like I don't trust you, but we're getting to know one another. After 5 years, we can revisit this and see where we're going, or after 10 years. So if there's a way of doing that, then I'm all for it.
That's it. That's it.
Pastor Flora.
Yes.
Because I don't want him to think, about it.
Sorry. We cannot and we will not. Let me tell you why it happens. Yes? It's because it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't follow biblical precepts, then you can't marry anybody. The truth is that we are not patient. We are not willing to wait on the Lord. We are not willing to follow godly advice. I know, because I have people in our church that we counsel. And there are 2 right now that are saying, look, Pastor, one of them stopped coming because of it, and I left it until she developed something and then came back, and we started praying for her and counseling her. But what I'm trying to say is this: all these things we're talking about prevention will not come into place if 2 people who are committed to the Lord come together together under godly advice.
Okay, what we are, thank you, sir. What we are looking at is finding solution to this thing. Solution to it is what we are looking for. We don't want to debate on whether or not solution. That's it. That's how
who really knows the will of God concerning this marriage?
Okay.
I will also add that my question of
let me give you a minute. Who really knows the will of God concerning this marriage?
Let me clarify.
It's a blind process.
Let me clarify, sir. Let me clarify. Sorry. No, let me clarify so that you don't misunderstand.
Okay.
Let me clarify, sir. Let me clarify.
Okay.
We make mistakes, we make errors, and God will bring us back up. Yes? Okay? We can make a mistake in marry wrongly. But God is there. That's why we are children of God.
Okay.
We can make mistakes in any area, but don't let us deceive ourselves that we can make that it is the will of God for us to marry wrongly. It's not. No, this is no, you know the reason why this religion is coming.
I have a problem. I have a problem called the word, the will of God.
Okay.
Listen. If Mary in the Bible knew the will of God is going to not go close to Joseph and get herself pregnant for I don't know who gave her belly and stay for 9 months without the man he loved. And they will call her adulterous. They will insult her. You think Mary will go?
Okay.
Listen. No, listen. You're not getting my point. I'm looking at generality. The word will of God is so deep. When it comes to marriage, when it comes to marriage, let's not place the foundation. I'm a marriage counselor for years. Let's not place the issue, the foundation of the will of God. I was saying the will of God said I should marry this brother. The will of God said, be careful. Do you know the will of God if you should be in the village? Do you know because we God tell you I'm going to be in the village, like oh. The will of God is not something I can boldly hold and say, I know the will of God. Listen, I'm a pastor. Let me learn. I'm sorry to stand on it. The truth is that the best language to use when it comes, I say terms we don't use in marriage issue. We don't make it a concrete statement. Because concrete statement is something you cannot defend. The will of God when it comes to marriage, you and I doesn't know it.
Okay.
Jesus, God said, he that findeth
a wife.
He that what?
Find it a wife.
God never.
Okay.
God no. God will never.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, men and women of God. Thank you. Daddies and mommy, men and women of God. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You got to just stop. Bring us back again. You come and carry on. Let's go to the next one.
Praise God. Sweet. Whoa. We are enjoying it. We are getting somewhere, isn't it? Hallelujah. Glory be to God. We're going to go to the next one. Please, let's remember what it is that we are really looking into is solution to areas where we hurt. We're not fighting against one another, but solution. We are asking the balm of Jesus, the balm of Gilead. The blood is shed for us to help us. The Spirit of God, which is to help us to heal areas in our life that we are suffering, that we do not understand, that we are looking at it. It's biblical, so how do we do it? How do we treat this thing? We are inside, Father, help us. People are running to it, a lot of things happening, but we need to get understanding. We don't want something to begin to happen here and we don't understand how to handle this. That is the reason we come. And Jesus said, He is a balm of Gilead to heal us. And the Spirit of our Abba Father is a great physician to help us fix areas where there is problem.
But nowadays, many Christians they forget about that.
That's it.
They forget about that. You said it earlier.
Yeah.
So if you being hurt more than necessary.
Immediately you see the person, you get angry against them.
If you are husband and wife, you being hurt more than necessary. Look for higher anointing over you. to correct the situation.
Another thing is lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
Sorry, don't talk.
You are right.
We want to move forward. We have a lot to deal
Okay,
with.
just please about hurting. Hurting is like a wound.
Just 1 minute. If we can, because we have to move to the next
Don't
one.
allow it to heal.
Heal.
Like somebody you divorced 2 weeks later, and you are still wounded in your heart. You have been disappointed,
Carry over.
rejected. Everything is happening within
Yes,
your head. Now you carry over. So many times it's not a miracle, but like my brother said, you heal yourself. When you are hurting, you are no more yourself. Because you can't think right. Nothing you can do right. You can't even pray right. Except you want to lie. Understand? Then you have to allow God. It will take time. Healing will come. Take time. Trust God. Understand? Then little by little, when the healing finally comes, then whatever the hurting you have in your heart,
Here we go. Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Hallelujah. Amen. I am so blessed, and I know everybody are blessed here today. Amen. That is end of part 1. God bless you for all your contribution. May God bless you. Can we have the next one, Philippa, please?